All right, so recently I've been talking about getting to new levels and raising up to a frequency that you're not used to, right? So, what the hell? This fun is crazy. All right, so basically, you got three types of people to make this quick, right? And this really has to do with like self-esteem and worrying about what people think about you, right? So, you have people who don't care what others think. You have people who do care what others think, but they use that they use that low self-esteem or that fear of what others think to propel them to a certain place, right? And that's the same with the people in the first category. They don't care what people think, so in turn they do whatever they want to do to propel themselves to a new level they've never been to. So look, what's the third one? The third one is the people in the middle who care what people think, but they do absolutely nothing with it. They actually let that hold them down at the level they're at, stay at the level or move down to a lower level. Now, are there people who don't care what people think that don't really elevate in life? Of course, you know, of course there's that. But I'm focusing on like the main three. All right. So, and I never suggest using I'm always about empowering yourself to not care what people think or not care what others think and take action based off of that. I don't really suggest staying in kind of a, because it's kind of a low vibrational, a low energetic field when you come from like using what others think to propel yourself. And what I mean by that is like you don't want other people to see you as like broke or a loser or this, that, or the third or whatever. Like take celebrities, right? It's a Kanye West line that I'm pretty sure a lot of you know what I'm talking about, where he says the people highest up have the lowest self-esteem, and that's true. A lot of celebrities have low self-esteem. If you've ever met like a celebrity or whatever, and they were kind of an asshole or whatever. I'm not saying all of them. That's very few. I've ran into a lot of celebrities, and a lot of them are pretty down to earth, right? So, but you do have the ones who are divas, the ones who have an attitude, the ones who feel like the world owes them something, right? I don't suggest being kind of that type of person where you're using like your inability to discard what other people think to elevate you to a new level. But it can work. And then you can, once I guess you've achieved that success, you can use that to like break away from that. Like you can always elevate and change like as a person. You can always become a person who doesn't care what others think, because we go from babies and being little toddlers and babies, they don't care what people really think, and then they grow. We're conditioned to care what people think, right? We're conditioned for it, and of course, we're gonna care to some extent. Nobody's gonna like, unless you live on like a naked resort or something like that, a naked tribe or something. Like you're not gonna walk out the house naked, right? You want to protect yourself from the elements, but also you don't want like people looking at you, naked. Like it's indecent. It's just common sense, right? As humans, we cover up. It just, I guess that's also programmed into us, right? Because animals don't care; they're naked. Babies run around naked with no diaper all the time. So it's like, yeah, it's a conditional thing, right? Before like clothing was invented, the earliest I think I might have this wrong, but the earliest hominoids, whatever you want to call them, the earliest Homo sapiens, I don't think they wore clothes like that, right? Or I should say Neanderthals. I think they had more hair on their body, but even then, whatever. I'm not. This isn't a history channel. So look, so it's just like, yo, get out of your way. You wanna kind of be in that first level, to kind of get to the point here. Is not worrying about what people think. So it's kind of a story I got. Oh shit! It's kind of a story I got to go with this. So I'm in a bowling league, right? And so it's basically, a whole, the bowl. If you've ever been to a bowling alley, you know what it's like when it's packed full of people. So basically, in a bowling league, it's it's that, except you have teams you're playing on. So it's like really, it's like a lot of people, right? So, and it's a 3-game series or whatever. And if you're a bowler, you know what I'm talking about, you know. But anyway, keep up with me. So on my team, right? It's the first game, 5th frame, and I go up to bowl, and then what happens is, you know, on my approach, I'm going up to throw the ball. All of a sudden, next thing you know, I trip on my shoelace, and then the ball goes flying out of my hand into the gutter, and all you hear is a big thud on the ground, right? Now, instantly, did I feel embarrassed? Did I feel like, oh, you know, everybody? No, I didn't really. I didn't care, you know. So I looked down and my shoelace was untied, and I'm like, fuck. Like, I was more mad that I got a foul than I fell in front of everybody. And it did get quiet. It got silent. I'm pretty sure, you know, people had whatever thoughts they had. But that has nothing to do with me. Whatever a person thinks has nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so I got up and laughed it off, really. Because it was like nothing. Like, I come from, like, I used to play basketball coming up. Like, we hitting the pavement and like, hitting the ground all the time. So that's like nothing. Like, you know, it's like, you know, grow some balls. Like, stop being soft. Who cares? Like, whatever. I don't, like, shit, it means nothing. But anyway, the average person might have been like, oh, I'm embarrassed or whatever. And I actually told this story to a friend, and they were like, oh, you know, you must have been embarrassed. I'm like, nah, I didn't really feel any embarrassment. Like, so after that, so basically, I think the average person, if that were to happen to them, they might get up and just bowl like really bad the rest of the night. Me, I actually bowled my best series, you know, that I've ever had. That, like, right after that. So like I said, if you're a bowler, you know what I'm talking about. But if you don't bowl or nothing like that, whatever. But anyway, so yeah, basically I played better after the fall. Now you could say that, you know, I was trying to prove to people that, no, I'm a good bowler and yada yada. I was trying to make up for it, but that wasn't the case. I was just so upset with myself that I wasn't on point enough to realize that my shoelace was loose, and then I stepped on it, that I kind of got mad at myself and was like, all right, I got to turn this around. This is crazy. Like, so it wasn't out of any type of embarrassment that I bowled better after that. And it could have been the opposite. Like I said, I could have just folded and played like shit the rest of the night because I was like still in my head about it. But I just completely wiped it out of my mind and I kept it pushing. So that, I think that's the ideal place to come from, is to where you don't care what others are thinking about, and you use that to put yourself into action. You do exactly what you want. I'm telling you, life gets better when you get to the point where you tell yourself you're going to do something and you just do it, and you don't care what anybody around you is thinking at all, or is going to think. Or if you want to put out some content, you don't care what anybody else has got to say about it, and you know why you're doing it. Maybe you're trying to help people. Like, you can't help anybody if you're coming from a place of, I'm not going to take action because I am trying to be in other people's heads. So I could keep going with this, but I got shit to do. So you know, I just wanted to show y'all this beautiful scenery too, and this is my excuse to do it. So I'm just talking about, you know, this topic right now. So I don't know, I like showing y'all nature, for those of y'all who don't get out like that. Like, it's just, you know, I'm enjoying this summertime while it can. It's August right now, so, you know, things about to change. The world is about to change. It's about to elevate to a new level, so you need to elevate too. You know, so yeah, if you get anything from these messages, from these videos, and I'm not gonna call this like download. Like, no, I'm not. Look, I'm not. I'm not about to start calling my shit downloads and like I'm this whatever. Like, no, that's not about to happen. So this is just stuff that, and I'm not gonna get too deep, right? All the stuff I'm talking about is stuff you already know. You know what I mean? So, but I'm not gonna get too deep on that. But yeah, look, just elevate and enjoy the day, man. Just enjoy it. Like, enjoy every second of it and choose to do something and then stick to it, and your life will get that much better. Like, quickly, if you just start doing everything that you say you're gonna do or want to do, just like, I know it's cliche, the just do it thing. I know it is, but at the same time, it's like, it's cliche for a reason. Like, it's just one of those things. So yeah, I'm gonna log out though.